here on the bonus round from QuakeCon 2012 in Dallas, Texas, and we are talking about some of the big games that you guys want to play this holiday season. I'm here with Michael Pachter, Harvey Smith, and Ben Kuchera. All right, so let's get to one of the big battles that is happening this holiday season. It is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 versus Medal of Honor Warfighter. Harvey, first of all, are you a shooter fan?
You know, one of my favorite shooters of all time is Far Cry 2, and it's I talk about it off and on because there's a frustration hump you have to get over, and then it becomes this magical experience where the things that happen in the game because of the consistent systems feel like you're authoring the experience.
Yeah.
When I think of shooters, that's the kind of thing. I'm really excited about DayZ. A lot of my friends are playing right now, and you know everybody's buzzing about it because so many different things can happen. It's like an emergent narrative game, right?
Yeah.
So when I think about shooters, I think about those things.
But you obviously see, millions of people playing these military action games. Do you ever jump into those, or you feel like it's just not something that speaks to you?
Once in a while, the single-player campaign is cool. Like Modern Warfare 1 had a few moments in it that I felt like I just learned some things about like good drama crafting, I guess. And art direction probably, and then the multiplayer is very fierce. There was a period in my life where I played like a lot of Counter-Strike and a lot of Quake, but honestly when I jump into those games now, it's over very quickly, so and there is a kind of familiarity to that stuff where if you've done it, if you've gotten into it heavily for a while and you come back into it a few years later, it's similar. It's the same experience, really.
It's like
some people
become a sport almost.
It is almost a sport. Some people get into it, it becomes their life, and that's great. For me, I like player-driven pacing. Like I want to be able to play as slow as I want. I want to be able to study the situation, formulate a plan, act tactically, and so that my tastes go in a different direction, I guess.
Ben, what about you when you look at the battle this year? Last year it was Battlefield versus Modern Warfare 3. Obviously Medal of Honor is not as strong as Battlefield, at least on first impressions.
I don't think this is going to be much of a battle. You can barely call it a skirmish on EA's side. And EA made, I think, a really bad tactical mistake with packaging in the beta with pre-orders.
Oh, Battlefield 4 beta?
Right. Because the really great thing that Activision does is when you buy a new Call of Duty game, you feel like you're at WrestleMania. Like this is the main event. They have the trailers in front of Batman, and you know it's going to be supported with DLC, and the online's going to be big, and they hype it. You really feel like you're buying something that's going to be in your tray for a long time.
Right.
And then they announced...
I like that term, in your tray.
Yeah, right in the tray.
It's in my tray.
And then when they announced, when you pre-order this game that we know very little about, you're going to get entrance into a beta, which you know even less about. They made this big game look like the opening act for another game.
Right.
And that's a bad way to launch a blockbuster. It really kind of deflated their own hype.
Well, they're also continue to release a lot of DLC content for Battlefield 3. They have all these packs coming out even after Medal of Honor comes out. In Call of Duty, they usually do DLC. They kind of taper it off, and the next game comes out. Michael, when you look at this battle, EA has said publicly over the years that they're going to take more and more market share away from Activision every year. Is that going to happen this year?
I don't think much. I mean, I think that Medal of Honor is the weak cousin to Battlefield. I think Battlefield's the brand that they're really trying to drive.
Right.
They said the same thing a couple of years ago at the last Medal of Honor, and it got middling reviews. Did not sell particularly. I think it sold 5 or 6 million in holiday and 8 million total. So. No, I don't think so. I mean, they haven't gotten that brand right for a long, long, long time. I mean, the last one I remember came out in 2000, I think, or 2001.
No, they'd had obviously trouble over the years reinventing that. Although, Battlefield 3, I thought, from a single-player perspective, wasn't very compelling. Obviously, had great multiplayer. I mean, Medal of Honor has an opportunity, I think, like Harvey said, to potentially have some really interesting, narrative.
I think this is all about multiplayer,
right.
And I think what you just said is actually really key. It's the pace of DLC, because the pace of DLC, I think, gets multiplayer players engaged.
Yeah.
And I think that they waited way too long for the first Battlefield map pack. The last one, I think, comes out in January,
They've got
February.
over 1 million subscribers, though, for that Battlefield service, right?
They do.
So the fans are happy.
Well,
If you had 1 million subscribers for Pack Attack, you'd be a happy man.
I don't. Darn.
Not yet. In time.
Yeah, I just think that EA needs to step it up. I think Activision in the truth, I think Activision emulated Take-Two.
Right.
I think Take-Two started this properly with Red Dead Redemption, with map packs that came out like a month after the game launched and kept people engaged, and then came out very frequently thereafter. And Call of Duty has managed to do that. I think everybody should probably think about that, because you want those players that are playing multiplayer never to pull that disc out of their tray ever.
Sell it back
Just
to
play that
GameStop.
game. Exactly. So I think Activision has actually mastered, keeping that player engaged as an art form, and I think everybody should copy what they do, and that's when I think you'll start to see traction. Battlefield 4 is going to be the game that takes share from Call of Duty, not Middle Earth.
All right, hold that thought, guys. We're going to be back right after this commercial break.